Hi everybody. I'm here to do the weekly thoughts and reflections. Obviously I've done lots of that this week with you guys. But I've got a particular topic that I wanted to share about today, which has come up a couple of times and which has really struck me as very powerful. And I thought I'd come into the dining room here today because little Portia, she spends a lot of time in here on her own. She seems quite happy, mostly sleeping. But I thought I'd come in just in case she wanted to come and sit on my knee for a bit. And she's not very keen with coming in the study yet, so come in here as much as possible to have a little cuddle and a stroke with her. Anyway, she's disappeared off to eat some food now. So this topic that I'm wanting to share about is it's to do with this knowing versus not knowing. There's a Francis Lucille video that sparked this week, and which I'll share in here as well. But there was a quote in it that he said, so the lady was basically saying about being afraid, like being in chronic fear. Oh, I already shared it actually, didn't I? Yes, I already shared it. It's the video about chronic fear and those patterns that keep coming up. And in that, Francis says, at that moment when I'm afraid of the future, I am no longer in not knowing. So the instant we're afraid of something, actually, whether it's recreating a past, which is inevitably what a scary future is really, we think we know. We think we know that that past will definitely happen again, or we think we know that that future will definitely happen. But either way, we've dropped out of that fluid open space of not knowing that we are and fallen into the confusion that I know, that I can somehow predict, that I can somehow, foretell the future. I'm often saying to the kids, like if they say, oh, this is going to go terribly, like, oh really, have you got a crystal ball? We don't know, we have no idea. No idea. Even with all this clarity that's come through for me this week, I don't know. I still don't know. I'm writing content and stuff, but I don't know if that's actually how it's going to go. I don't know if that's going to change again. Oh, here's Portia coming back. You going to come and sit up here, Portia? Just have a little run around for a minute. So we don't know. And weirdly, the more we know we don't know, the easier life gets, the easier things get. So this topic came up again yesterday, the work I'm doing with Sam Jarman. And I loved what he said about decision making, because this lady was like, oh, but it's so hard and I'm so busy and I've got so many decisions to make every single day. And you could feel just the weight and heaviness of it, the confusion in that I am making these decisions and therefore the weight of the world is on my shoulders with these decisions. But he said, and I'm looking at my notes here because I forget the exact words, but he said something to the effect of, anyway, to say I want to make the right decisions means I'm saying I want to try and control the future, which on a very basic level is saying I want to try and control not just my thoughts and behaviour, but the thoughts and behaviours of everybody who's involved in whatever this decision is. How crazy is that? Let me just say that again. To say I want to make the right decisions, I'm saying I'm trying to control the future and I'm trying to control thoughts and behaviour. Have you tried to control thought before? Have you sat for 30 seconds or a minute and seen whether you can control thought for that long, whether you can think of exactly what you think you want to think of for that length of time? If you've never tried it, really try that. Check that out. To what extent do you actually have control of your thinking? To what extent do you know the next thought that's going to appear in your head? To what extent do you control the subconscious programming that doesn't even appear audibly in a narrative? To what extent, therefore, do you control behaviour? Especially when that behaviour is also influenced by whatever consciousness, energy, awareness is up to in that moment on that day. So then to what extent do you control anything you're doing, and equally therefore choices, decisions, actions, steps forward, steps supposedly backwards? How is any of that under somebody's control? And recognise that falling out of that confusion is falling back into the not knowing of who we really are. The space of possibility, the space of unknown, the space of let's see, the space of who knows. Really, who knows? Then there's lightness, and then there's flow of thoughts, behaviours, actions, decisions. Not a me doing it, which adds all the weight. Just happening, just spontaneous arisings. They always have been. They always have been. We've just added on a layer of extra work in imagining that I have a job to do with that I'm somehow in control of it. So just seeing through the fact you are not in control, you are not choosing, you are not deciding, that already lifts so much weight off life. So let me know what you hear in this. I'd love to know. Much love to you. Take care.